everybody, my name is Boogdan and you're watching M.O.T.R Vapes. Now if that all worked out correctly, my editor got in there and put a little Boogdan up top and put a M.O.T.R Vapes along the side, but to be honest, he can be kind of a dick at times, so he probably did something nasty to me. But anyways, let's get down to it. Today we're going to be reviewing the Moonshot RTA. This is a Suprimo design teamed up with Sigelei to make this little RTA, so let's just hit up the table now and take this apart and see what's inside this little bad boy. Alright guys, so as you can see, this package is, this is an awfully flashy little package right there. It definitely catches your eye. Notice when it's sitting on the shelf, like it draws you right to it. You could say that they have clickbaited this package right to the max. Okay, so let's just, let's dive into this. Alright, so there is Suprimo, Sigelei, Sigelei.com, designed by Suprimo, not suitable for persons under the age of 18, pregnant or nursing, persons at risk of heart disease, hypertension, and diabetes, or taking medication for depression or asthma. Look at that. So there you go. Nice little flashy logo. It's got some holographic design in there. Ooh, excellent. Vape it, love it. 22 millimeters. Here's the inside of that case. Ooh. Extra protection we have here. Your tools are right there. So there's actually two Allen keys. These are two different sizes. Got your spare glass, you got some spare O-rings, and that's pretty all right there. And right there you got this low profile RTA sitting on it. Let's just make sure, see if there's nothing else underneath here. I don't think there is. Can't feel anything, so I think that's all that's left in that package. That's right, here is that unit. If I can find the camera. Alright, so this is definitely a smaller unit. This is 32 millimeters high, or tall. So let's just see this side by side to the Indestructible. It's not much bigger than that. Let's see it next to the Troll. Still, not a whole lot bigger than that either. The Troll actually with the mouthpiece on there is taller. Alright, so that's a nice little titty bitty thing right there. Alright, so let's take this off. This is the integrated top cap right there, which you can actually fit in your drip tip regardless. That integrated top cap is so that there's no actual size changes from the inside of your bore of your chimney to the top cap itself. It's all meant to be streamlined straight across so that it all works out nice and proper for you. And this chimney is supposed to be a 9 millimeter chimney. Your air holes are actually supposed to be 2 4.5 mils, so it's streamlining the process here really well. Okay, so here we go. I'll leave that on there. I'll put this back on. You can see that's what's going on there. There's your chimney. Top cap. Now this is a little bit different. Here, this is supposed to be 1 millimeter by 13 millimeters. She's moving exactly the way she's supposed to be moving right now. It's a little tight, but that's alright. That's no big deal. And there is your build deck. Now, from what I have seen, this is going to be a bit of a pain. This could end up being a pain altogether. When you take this off, well, if you can see where the chimney is, there's actually a slot on the side of this. There is right in here a slot for both sides. And that slot lines up, and that's what actually turns the whole piece around like that. You can see everything's turning. So you take that off, and this is what happens. She's right out. She's right off that deck altogether. It just slides right in, slides right out. Like there's your pin. No adjustment to this whatsoever. She sits where she sits, and that's it. There's no way to change that. And we'll have to see after it's put back together how far that actually sticks down out of this. Alright everybody, so I have some pre-made coils here. I did these up yesterday, so that's excellent. We're just going to take these and slop them right into this deck. And hopefully this is going to turn out really well for us. I'm not going to say it is, because I really don't have a clue. I'm also going to note that if you see me go silent, if you see me go quiet, it's because I'm concentrating ridiculously hard on what I'm trying to do here. So I apologize for that, but at the same time I don't. That's just how I work it. I'll try and keep my mouth moving. I'll try and actually keep focus on talking, but you never know. Oh, I'm going to leave that one open. I'm going to leave that one open right there. Do this one at a time. As you can see, I took these and I kinked the ends on them. Is what I did. And that way she just kind of slides in there nicely. Kinda. So she's not looking very pretty there right now. Everyone can see that. Put it on, snug it up there a little bit. Perfect. Now this side's slid right on in there. It couldn't get any further in there. This screw doesn't actually seem to be going down. Like, if it's not one thing with this stuff, it is another. And it's always when it's on camera. Alright, so a bit of tinkering there. Definitely a bit of tinkering. All right. So let's see. How am I going to wick this? How do I want to wick this? I guess there's a couple ways I could wick it. Huh. Alright guys, for full disclosure, this is actually the second attempt that I am making at re-wicking this unit. The first one I did, it leaked all over the place. It was directly savage. It was angry at me. That's the easiest way I could put that. It was actually angry with everything that I was doing to it. So let's try and do this a second time and see how this goes. I'm going to put this cotton in a lot tighter than it was before and see if that'll help combat that nasty assness of what just happened. Pretty sad, actually. I'll tell you a good story now. All right. Now, let's try and do this a second time. So I'm going to take this again. Line up my slots. Okay. We're off to a good start there. Now, let's actually back that off a little bit. And take... What can I take to put that in there? I'm going to snip off a little bit of wire. Loop that wire around in. Give me something to hold on to. And I'm going to slide up the rest of that cotton. And that is down. Now this time I'm also going to push back a little bit. Something I didn't do last time, so trial and error. Alright guys, so I'm back up top here with this machine, and it's wicking excellently. She is no longer leaking. There's no leakage going on here, and no one likes a little bit of leakage in their unit. So, that's right, there's nothing coming out of that anymore. So that was the second time I had to re-wick it, and I used the same technique that I used the first time I wicked it, only I used a lot more cotton. I put a thicker wick inside there, so that, or a tighter wrap, I should say. And when I did it, I tucked in all that excess cotton up inside the unit, and good to go now. So, what do I think of this thing right here? Well, I'm already out of juice. That was awfully quick. But I will say, I just vaped that Redshift 7, and that's supposed to be a root beer. It's not supposed to be root beer. It is a root beer. And I wasn't too fond of it. I didn't care too much for the Redshift 7 in this unit. Everything's going downhill. The flavor was ridiculously muted, and that could be my extra big build in there and not enough airflow going in and around it, because it is a fairly big build inside the unit, but I like big builds. It's a 200 watt device. It should be able to handle these big builds. That's what 200 watts are for. So, I got a bit of my nuts inside this unit right now. That's right, my nuts. Let's see how this is going to be going. The vapor is definitely there. It's getting a decent cloud. Is it the biggest cloud? No, it's not actually the biggest cloud, but it is fairly good. And I'm running this at 90 watts right now. And the tank's starting to get hot. Already starting to get hot. But let's take that up again. I'm running at 0.2 ohms. And let's go up to 111 watts. And again, I'm finding the flavor on this thing is still really muted, even with the other juice. I had a lot more higher hopes for this unit, but this is just a first glance look at this. This isn't after I've had a week and I come back and I tell you what my true thoughts on it are. But for right now, I'm actually not impressed with it. That's just the truth of it. I was really hoping that this machine was going to be another step up from the Griffin. Like, if it were up to me over this tank to this tank, I would take the Griffin. I would. This seemed to be easier to wick than the Griffin. It's a little more straightforward than it, but man, the Griffin just pushes off way more flavor than the Moonshot here. And for me, it's one thing to have some clouds, but I love to have my flavor with it too. Like, that's what these premium juice lines are all about. It's all about having this excellent flavor and excellent vapor. It's not about having one more than the other, really. It's about having both combined to be an excellent vape all around. And I'd go with the Griffin. The Moonshot or the Griffin. I'd take the Griffin over the Moonshot. And that's just me. But we're going to give this a week, and we're going to see what it's really like. I'm going to try and go through some pros and some cons of this unit after I have actually gone over it for a while. This is, like I said, this is just a first glance view of what this is, and I'm packaging it a quick flick of putting it together. But right now it's not looking very good. But we'll see. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. Check out the Moonshot for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. Check out other reviews. Check out other sites. You got to check it all up. Everyone got to do your research when it comes down to these equipment. So, with that being said, if you like what you see, even if you don't like what you see, subscribe anyways. Hit the like button. YouTube loves that stuff. It's really going to help my channel grow if you hit the subscribe, hit the like button. And you guys just have an excellent day. Hey everybody, so you're going to see this is the very end of the video, and I actually did this video a week ago, and I just never had a chance to actually upload it and finish it. So a week has gone by, and I've had this Moonshot sitting on my unit for most of this week, and I've been doing different coils, I've been doing different things with it. So you've seen what my actual first look reaction is, and now you get to see what it's like in the same video for the rest of the week. And what I ended up finishing off with inside this unit is I did the same set of alien wires that I originally had in there with a minor tweak. I used thinner wires. I used the higher gauges to make my alien coils out of it. So I actually have 28 gauge cores, 3 28 gauge cores, and I have a 36 wrap around here. And originally I had 26 with a 32 wrap. So I'm getting a way better flavor out of this unit than I originally was. I was devastated with it to begin with, but now I'm actually getting results that I'm pleased with, that I'm happy with. So this is what it's going to be like. And like I said, now I'm getting flavor from this unit, as where before I wasn't getting that flavor. I wasn't getting what I was looking to get out of it. It was producing the vapor. Yes, I wasn't getting the dry hits, but I wasn't getting that flavor production from it. Now, am I satisfied with this unit? I'm actually satisfied with it. Last week I was devastated with it. I took the time, I went through it, I did what I needed to do. Remember guys, never go off your first look for anything, especially when it comes to this vaping gear. The first look is always jaded, it's skewed. Even if it's good, it could be bad. If it's bad, it could be good. And that's what I did, and that's what I got from there. And I am pleased with what the results are on this. Now, if I were to take this and put it side by side, still against the Griffin, I'd still be taking the Griffin. And that's the truth from it. The Griffin is still better flavor, even with what I put inside here. I am way more impressed by that than I am with this, but is this still a good unit? Are there other tweaks you could do to this unit to get this thing producing better than the other one? There could be. There could be something that you're doing different that I'm not doing. So all in all, it still comes down to a judgment or a very subjective point of view whether this unit could be for you or not. But for me, it's all right. Is it the best? It's not the best. But I'm still going to have it. It's still my unit. I'm still going to be using it and still put more coils into it. And who knows, maybe down the road I'll have another little view when I find that perfect little coil to go in this thing. Alright guys, so that was just the quick update that I wanted to put out there. Please subscribe to the channel, like the channel, do whatever you want with the channel, comment in the channel. Don't do whatever you want with the channel, just comment and be nice with it. So, alright guys, so there you go. Thanks for everyone for supporting me so far. This has been a good little run on it, and I'm going to continue to go ahead with it. Have an excellent day.